Going on, kings and queens, coming back to you guys again. Today is going to be super special. It's going to be short, sweet, and simple. We're just here to share some value and some things that we've learned across our journey. We're still fairly early, and I'm just so grateful that you guys are watching our growth. You're watching us grow and continue to prosper through this challenge, through this adversity that we're going through every single day. Today we're going to be talking about the 4 agreements. So if you ever read the book, The 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz, it literally changed my life, and it explains why so many people, suffer in this world. Because number 1, what's agreement number 1, bro? Agreement number 1 is be impeccable with your word. Damn. We could just start right there. Like, if you're not impeccable with your word, I know I've always had trouble being impeccable with my word. I've always been late to certain occasions, right? Sometimes I say things and I don't do it. So now when I walk through life, I literally think about being impeccable with my word, with everything that I do. If I say that I'm going to do something, I must do it. Not I'm trying to do it, I'm going to do it, I must. Whatever I say, I switch the word from trying to I must do it. I will do it. I must do it. Not should, could. All that leads to is don't, won't. Right? So always be impeccable with your word. Whether it be in your relationship, whether it be about your goals, whether it be about your schedule, always be impeccable with your word. Agreement number 2. Why do they call wording spelling? Why do they say that, bro? Wording, spelling. Like, why do they say you're spelling this word, or you're spelling this word, or what do you mean? Like, if you're spelling the word white, right? Or you're spelling the word happy, or you're spelling the word sad, or you're spelling out the sentence, speaking out the sentence, you're not good at this thing. What kind of impact does that have on someone? And why do you think it's called spelling? Wow. He really made me think. I was thinking about spelling, like actually spelling a word, like W-H-I-T-E, white. Like if I spelled that word, but your tongue has so much power, and you cast spells with the things that you say. See, my mentor always said they're not always bad spells. They're not always bad spells. The law is negative and the law is positive. So it's all about what you speak about. Whatever you speak about is what you bring about. So you always want to be impeccable with your word, right? What does it mean to be impeccable? I know, like, you gave your perspective. I feel you gave your perspective. To be impeccable with your word, honestly, just means that you are always giving someone your character and showing someone your character with whatever it is that you're speaking about, with whatever it is that you're giving to them through your words, whether it's an agreement, whether it's a promise, whether it's something that you said you would do, right? By you being impeccable with your word. And really, I want you to look up the word impeccable, bro. What does the word impeccable mean? Impeccable means in accordance with the highest standard of propriety. Faultless. Right? So a couple synonyms is flawless, stainless, perfect, blameless, guiltless, pure. That's a good one. Pure. Right? I don't really like the word perfect because, I feel like being imperfectly perfect is really showing your true, genuine self. You know what I mean? So I think pure is the best word to use. Since you're casting spells by the things that you say, it's so crucial that you're pure with your language. You're pure with your energy, because that's the easiest way you're going to be able to walk through life, the simplest way, by being pure all around. And I want to add to that, bro, because being pure means that you're going to do something long after the feeling of excitement has left you, right? You said that you were going to go work out. You said that you were going to pick up that book and read. You said that you were going to put 10% away to save for whatever investment in the future that you're going to have, right? So by you saying those things, being impeccable means that you're holding what you said up to the highest standard. Thank you for bringing that to clarity, bro.
What's agreement number 2?
Don't take things personally.
Sheesh. When I learned this agreement, I was like, don't take things personally. I was like, I know a lot of people in my life that have taken many things personally.
And it's hard. It really is hard because
5 minutes to learn, a lifetime to master.
5 minutes to learn, lifetime to master. It really is tough because even with the people that you love and that you care about, it's hard. It's really hard for you not to take it personally, especially if it's coming from somebody that you truly love and care about. You know, so I guess it goes to a certain extent. You know, you definitely want to make sure that there's respect, but anytime I deal with someone in my world that isn't a close family member, I'm not even say I try, I must not take things personally because it can affect me. I can destroy myself in the process. Like, for example, if somebody leaves my business, right? And I take it personal, and I'm like, you know, you said you were going to go all in. You said that you would never quit. You said this, you said that. People's feelings change, right? People will speak about things in the moment, but in the next moment, it could be different. So if they leave my business and I take it personally, they're going to look at me different, right? People quit things all the time, right? So it's super personal. It's super important that you're not taking things personally in any aspect of life. Right? You don't know what that person is going through. You don't know, if their dog just died today or if their family member just died today.
And I want to add to that.
If they just got evicted from their home. Go ahead, add to that, bro.
I want to add to that. What he is saying essentially is when you're choosing to not take things personally, you're choosing to play the understanding card. Say if someone's treating you not so nice today, right? You could make 2 choices. You could say, one, all right, I don't like the way he's treating me. He shouldn't be treating me like that. F him, da-da-da-da, so on and so forth. Or you could say, you know what? He's not treating me so nice today. He's not treating me so polite today. Maybe he's going through some things. Maybe he's facing some demons. Maybe he's facing some challenges. Maybe he's overcoming some hurdles in his life. And he's attempting to project those things onto me. So I'm just going to send him love. Right? So you always have a choice when you're going through a negative situation where someone's giving you criticism, where someone is vibrating their negative energy onto you. You have a choice to either take it personally or to play the understanding card.
Wow.
What's agreement number 3, bro?
Agreement number 3. Don't make assumptions.
Jeez, this one's hard, bro.
This one was hard. This one was hard for me too.
Making assumptions.
Oftentimes, I assumed that you weren't hungry. I assumed that you were going to be on your way. I thought, right, that you were going to text me, you were going to call me. I thought, you were going to do this, you were going to do that. And when we think and we thought and we assume, guess what? We get let down, right? We set our expectations high. Right, my coach is crazy. My coach always said, prepare for the worst, but always expect the best. Prepare for the worst, always expect for the best. So how does this tie into do not make assumptions? It ties into that simply because you want to prepare for the worst when it comes to you making an assumption, right? Let's say, for example, I'm depending on this person to give me a ride, right? So I'm assuming that they're going to come and pick me up, right? So the day of, I don't hit them up. I don't confirm that they're going to come and give me a ride, right? So that I basically assumed, but now I'm waiting for them to come give me a ride. I literally don't have a ride now because they didn't come, because I assumed, right? So what could have I done in that scenario, right? I could have prepared an Uber, right? I could have had some sort of other plan to get to my destination just in case the ride didn't work out, right? So that could be your downfall. You know what I mean? You assuming that this person is going to come pick you up, you assuming that this person is going to do you the favor could be your downfall, right? So it's always important that you don't make assumptions. It's always important that you take full responsibility
of what's happening in your life, because the moment that you make an assumption and you put the blame on somebody else or something else, things go wrong for you, right? But don't take it as a scenario where, it's going to go wrong and everything is going to go to, everything is going to go to crap. Take it as a situation for growth where you learned, and you're not going to make that assumption. You're not going to make any other assumptions anymore. You're going to take full responsibility of what's happening in your life. I want to add to that, bro, because you made a really good point. I really want to put it into perspective because this goes hand in hand. Always have the courage to ask questions. When you are in a position where you're not asking the right questions to get the right answers and you're choosing to assume, you are at a major disadvantage, and you are inviting more complications into your life when you choose to do that. Because it's a choice. You chose to make an assumption rather than asking the question, right? Me assuming that Eli has no experience in entrepreneurship, I'm making that assumption, right? That he has no experience, that he doesn't know what he's doing in the field of entrepreneurship, right? But I could simply ask him a question like, hey, Eli, you've been doing this business for a while. What were your biggest lessons? What have you learned, right? What made you decide to get into this business? And it comes down to even the simple things, right? Him going out last night and he didn't answer none of my calls or texts, I can assume that he was upset at me for something, or that he just didn't want to talk to me, right? We do that a lot, right? He'll go without calling, go without texting. I'll be like, yo, bro, like, what's good? Like, you're not hitting me up. You didn't text me back, bro. Like, you good? Like, and I'm giving him this hostile energy, right? But I could have simply asked, hey, bro, you were out last night. Was there any reason why you didn't answer, bro? Were you busy? You see how I just changed the conversation? Emotional intelligence. What these 4 agreements will do for you is give you immense emotional intelligence. What's the 4th agreement? I was getting there. What's the 4th agreement, bro? Always do your what? Your best. The best. Always do your best, no matter what. And this is all easier said. It's all easier said than done. This is why you want to practice it. You want to have it, in your journal, on your wall, on a These
goal
are
card.
rituals.
These are rituals that you need to practice. You constantly. It's like your brain, just like your body needs food, your brain needs food, right? You need to understand that. Just like your body needs food, your brain needs food. When you go out, to a restaurant, you don't say, "Oh, I already ate today. I don't need to eat anymore." I already listened to that song. I don't need to listen to it anymore, right? We often hear things one time, we see things one time, we eat things one time, and we think that you don't need to have it anymore. But you need to associate the same way you take in food, the same way you take in nutrients for your body. That's the same way you have to take in information over and over and over again, right? So always do your best. Always make sure that with anything that you do, you're in the gym, you're banging out that last rep, right? When you're driving, making sure that you're putting on your seatbelt, you're looking at your mirrors, you're not using your phone, right? I have that challenge where I don't put on my seatbelt right away. As soon as I get in the car, Danny's like, bro, you're not gonna put your seatbelt on, bro? You're not gonna put your seatbelt on, bro? I put my seatbelt on, right? You always want to do your best. You want to do your best in every situation. Remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Right? So it's super important that you're always doing your best at anything that you do. And you're not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to not make assumptions. There's times where I catch myself and I'm making an assumption. I have the courage to ask that question, right? I might be taking something personally right now because I'm receiving criticism from someone who doesn't have the results that I want, right? And I'm receiving criticism from this person, and I'm like, I want to respond, but I'm like, emotional intelligence. I can't take it personally because it just reflects on them. Remember, the world that you're living in is you pushed out. Damn, they're not ready for that, bro. They're not ready for that yet. So you have to understand that what a person is casting to you and trying to install into you is just a reflection of them. Okay. Next point, because like we said, agreement number 4 is statements. Close the mind, Questions open the mind.
Statements close the mind.
Instead of making so many assumptions, instead of just settling for average, ask yourself a few questions. Why is this person doing this? Hey, how are you feeling? Why are you doing this? Hey, are you still coming to pick me up? How can I do this better? Right? When you start asking questions versus you saying statements, oh, maybe this person's just mad at me. You know what? I don't want to talk to this person anymore. You know what? I'm sure they'll come. Right? When you start assuming instead of asking questions.
This goes back to what we spoke about, bro.
That's when you create your downfall. You always want to make sure that you're putting these 4 agreements at the forefront of your life. We should probably wrap this up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've been on here for too long, and we just wanted to give you guys an intro to the 4 agreements. This is something that we've been learning across our journey. You have anything else to say, my brother?
Yes, but for number 3, don't let your eyes and your ears deceive you. Remember when I mentioned him being an entrepreneur, and I'm just going to assume that he has no experience, that what if he's making 6 and 7 figures? Someone that looks just like him, a minority, right? You would think because he's dressed like this, he's not making or getting the results that you would think a successful entrepreneur would have. Don't let your eyes and your ears deceive you. All right? I'm going to leave it right there. If you got some value, drop a like, drop a comment, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode with what? We got to call this something cool, bro.
Another episode with Twin Vibrations.
Another episode with Twin Vibrations.
We're Twin Vibrations. That's simply what we are. That's our brand. We're gonna be coming out with merch real soon. A lot of different giveaways, a lot of fun stuff for our community because we realize that we can relate to you guys. Much love, kings and queens. Don't forget you're a king. Don't forget you're a queen. We love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Stay
Much
blessed.
love. Stay blessed.